This stretch of grading was built, completed a year ago. So all the storm sewer system, the grading, the gravel is completed. It's ready for paving. We're waiting for the contract to start in July for the Southtown interchange, which will, you can see the beginning of an interchange ahead of you now. The eastbound exit ramp to your right and the westbound exit ramp to your right and the eastbound entrance ramp to your left. Southtown Drive will go over the freeway, and it'll be just about where that white panel truck is crossing now. The mounds you see on your left and right outside the graveled area are excess marsh excavation, and we're contoured into noise berms, and will ultimately be planted with trees or shrubbery.
So you won't do any paving until next summer?
That's right. The pavement will start next summer. That's right. In the meantime, we have to complete the bridge, do the grading from the bridge to towards I-90, complete the Monona Drive Extended South interchange, those bridges, pair of bridges there. There'd be a pair of bridges at the new South Madison Beltline 51 interchange.
Across the way is it's Timmy Landscaping or Timmy Construction that is putting up security or siltation fence for erosion now. We're trying to keep the water pretty well free and clear. Here is the sheeting mentioned. There's a manhole where just across the creek here you see a little concrete cap behind the bushes there. And we're basically almost on top of
So did you have that same, did they have that same pumping system over here when they were running it through, or did they?
Well, no, road fill itself, because it was, when it dries out, it is good compactable. And if we ever was to get a leak in the dike, other than it running directly off into the land or something. So this dike will go all the way around along with a drainage ditch. The main waterway or channelway right now is over to the north side. All the clearing and grubbing, basically most of the stuff the contractor chipped into this big wood chip pile, and that's been noted
because it was chipped before the leaves came out.
Well, is that
before the leaves, if it had leaves in it, it gets rotten.
Ah,
but now it's real clean, and you can load right out of that. What's going
By the time we're done dredging and everything else, this water will stay in here, or the sledging disturbed area. They figure up to 5 years before it'll settle down to a point where they can get back on it for dozing and leveling off, per se. And when they do get the water table completely down, we could remove the fence, fill in the dike, the ditching part, and this would be redevelopable for good access, warehouse type buildings, or any kind of development out here. The roadway that we came in, just the haul road, is looked at as a future access road for this land, so that it wouldn't be landlocked, per se, because we bought off of all the confronting property owners off of Vogus Road, Marsh Road. So this land is somewhat landlocked for access right now because of our Beltline and freeway would tie off your controlled access. So the only access in and out of here right now will be at the end down here onto Marsh Road, and then that piece of haul road we came in that would have access off of Dutch Mill.
As a contractor who's worked like in restoration areas, I'm just elated that with proper design, it's no problem. I mean, everybody thought that'd be almost an impossibility from a construction standpoint, and I think design, they've done a lot of thought on here, and it's practical, I think. Yeah. If anybody ever wants a private tour, just let us know, and we'll give anybody, like to see that chipping operation or anything. Yeah. If you have more. So if
anybody else comes, I'll tell them where they'll pick you up, and then I'll go back to the office. Okay. Great place to start the tour this year of the Beltline, because a year ago, when we started the construction, this is the place that the dragline operator let Governor Tony Earl sit at the controls and hook them in about 4 or 5 foot depth. So if you look closely, right along this edge of the pond and then curving north, almost the color differential that another monkey metal in here. That was an area that I see had 5 feet or so of foundry sand fill. To the end of the completed graded gravel roadway behind Southtown. When you get over there, you'll see mounds alongside from the old operation. And there's chunks of cast iron and also in it. The vegetation you see on it, while it doesn't look like real nice grass, which the highway department usually plants, it's a type of native seeding that takes several years to establish itself. A lot of people lived here at one time. Also, the bridge itself was designed and constructed with the environment in mind. First off, the bridge is designed, hopefully, that a minimum of maintenance will have to be done to it. The piling, for example, are epoxy-coated steel piling, which means that we won't have to go under and sandblast off the paint and repaint them every 10, 15, 20 years. The next pier puts beams on, puts a temporary deck out, walks his train or builds his haul road out on that span to get at the next span. So rather than disruption of the marsh, really all you're doing is driving piling. Operation he did on the actual surface of the marsh itself is to put down a temporary work platform for the men at each individual pier. Well, that's what you see. You see that there's kind of a mound of dirt. That mound of dirt, a berm we're building between the freeway and the trailers, and so, but just this side of that berm would be your ramp. The main line up and over the bridges that go over Monona Drive is right through here, right where this backhoe is working in that water.
How many Indian artifacts have they discovered out here in the excavating?
None to my knowledge.
Over in the woods there, back in Lump.
Over there.
We found a few.
This is the second tour.
We found a few Indian arrowheads, but most of those were found south of Lums when that area was looked at.
They're trucking in all this fill.
Yeah, right. If you could just pull up.
50,000 cars a day, and 51 carries another 30,000. And we did that all this work under about 6 phases of work with relatively minor problems as far as traffic backups or anything goes. I won't say we didn't have any because there was certain work we did in combination with fill sand, clean, some people call it sugar sand. The developer here covered the marsh with this sand and was trying to make a golf course. And then go-kart track, Pee-wee golf course, baseball hitting cage. Things didn't quite work out for whatever reason, so it's laid here dormant for the last 10 years or so. But what we did is we removed the sand. We're using it in the embankment for fill. We recontoured the area down to the elevation necessary to grow marsh, plus another 6 inches lower, and then recoated that restored area with the salvaged marsh surface that we salvaged from building the roadway out on the west approach of the river, the other side of the river.